Yeah, it's getting to the point now when they start calling somebody a racist. I'm like, what are they trying to do? Like, end the Fed? Yeah, it's like that's why they're being called a racist.
Hey, Cris Cat. It's happening.
What's happening?
Ron Paul jazz hands.
No way. Ron
Yeah,
Paul
probably
is
not.
doing
It'll
jazz
probably
hands.
never happen. Yeah.
The Ron Paul musical tour.
Charlie Kirk, a guy with two first names, said Ron Paul should audit the Fed, and everybody's lost their minds.
Yeah, but he's like a Christian and like moral and
Yeah,
stuff.
he's bad.
He believes in like not
So,
lying.
yeah.
Like what an idiot. Lying is how you get shit done.
Lying is how the Federal Reserve operates.
I know, that's how the economy works, dude. These people are gonna it all up. Oh, we gotta
How do
be
we inflate the
honest and
bubble?
transparent, you know, and then the Chinese win. That's how it works.
Bubble is inflated with lies. We're like on the fourth or fifth bubble now. It's like GDP is going up.
Oh, yeah.
Everything's fine.
I know, yeah. Now we got this
Pump,
like
pump,
AI.
pump,
Is AI a bubble? Everyone's just speculating on that too. Like,
Yeah,
is
AI 's
AI gonna
another
like produce all this
tech
money, or is
bubble.
this just like a
next
inflating another
dot-com.
bubble? Totally.
So Elon liked the idea. Think it's gonna happen? I doubt it, but
Talking about auditing the Fed.
yeah.
Totally, yeah. Yeah, we've always like talked about this idea. It's crazy though, like somebody that high up and high profile suggesting that. I think that's like kind of a first. But
Yeah, it's
but
crazy.
yeah,
It's
but-
bringing awareness.
yeah, totally. Because yeah, probably more people are like thinking about that idea than ever before, just because Elon's so high profile now. But like,
Ron Paul first wanted to audit the Fed in '81.
oh yeah, crazy. Yeah, he's been like
And then
all
when
about
Rand
like.
Paul, his son, tried to audit the Fed, I think only 2 Democrats were for it, and one was Bernie Sanders.
But yeah, he was all
So it'd
like,
be nice if we could find some common ground between the parties to audit the Fed.
yeah, because what was it? Ron Paul, he got into politics in '71. He was inspired when Nixon abolished the Bretton Woods exchange system. He believed that would lead to the financial ruin of the U.S. He ran as libertarian
Yeah.
originally, then as a Republican.
But since we have a
Yeah, and remember-
two-party system, he had to run as a Republican.
Totally, yeah. But he had that, he's really popular. He started getting popular for a while, like in the Tea Party movement. They had to get rid of that. That disappeared
They had to
fast.
call Ron Paul a racist.
Yeah, totally.
Where have we seen that before? That was like the playbook they used on Ron Paul. They used against Trump, calling him a racist.
Yeah, it's getting to the point now when they start calling somebody a racist. I'm like, what are they trying to do? Like, end the Fed? Yeah, it's like that's why they're being called a racist.
Yeah.
You know, it's the same thing
Or
like
an
Elon. They're
anti-Semite.
like, this guy is such an evil fascist dictator because he's like trying to be like, dude, you guys aren't being transparent and you're wasting money. And then they're like, you're not being transparent. And you're just like, dude, it's such a show.
I know you are, but what am I?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and the public's left in the same spot. Like, who do we trust? Anyone? I always felt for a long time Ron Paul was like the only guy that I trusted, but you know, I'm just a dumb cat. So, what do I know? Must suggest closer scrutiny of Fed as Powell prepares to face Congress. Yeah, Powell, he's like the guy that's the head of the Fed right now, who was actually appointed by Trump in his first term.
Yeah, he was appointed by Trump.
Yeah.
and the
Redacted.
appointed Trump.
Yeah. Allegedly.
I was like, I'm not going to relinquish my position. Trump assigned me to this position in the first place, and this
Redacted.
will take away all my money if I stay down.
Yeah, I don't care about anything. I'm just anti-New World Order. Yeah, I'm anti-like globalist. I'm anti like one person having all the power, just like, you know, anti-fascism as well. But like globalism to me is kind of similar. It's like one small group of people like running the entire world. Like, no thanks, dude.
George Washington and our forefathers warned us about this, but we didn't listen.
Totally,
And I
yeah.
used to be a really big Alex Jones fan until about 2016 when he jumped in back into the two-party system. And he was against the two-party system his whole career.
Yeah, he totally changed, and then he started just being like sensationalizing the lesser
Campaigned for
side.
Trump and started hanging
It's
out
like
with
whatever
Roger
side's
Stone.
not. Remember the whole Tiger Blood Charlie Sheen thing? I think that's when I was like,
Yeah.
I don't know, is this a psyop, dude? What the, like, I'm like, what's going on now,
It
dude?
was like,
You're just like, Charlie Sheen comes on there, acts crazy. It's almost like the Kanye thing where you're just like, are you here just to like make a shit show out of this to discredit anybody associated with this?
I always
then
think
everybody
Alex got
like,
compromised at a Charlie Sheen party.
totally, yeah, like that was really
Like,
suspicious
A
because he was like
Epstein
all weird.
situation, or an Epstein
And then didn't he
Island
get like
situation.
didn't he get like divorced shortly
and
after
then
that
soon
whole
after that, they got
fiasco?
divorced.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like, something happened, dude. He was like, totally like banging some
Redacted.
hanging out with Charlie Sheen
Yeah.
doing lines. They were just all
I
like,
think Alex
"Woo!"
was cheating on his wife.
He's
I
probably
don't
hanging out
remember.
with like porn stars, just being like, I'm Alex Jones, woo, like flexing.
Well, we're old school. We started listening to Alex Jones in 2001, and then
Yeah, totally. He was so different then.
2016.
He was so different,
that
like,
was
and
I listened
he's
to
a lot
like
more
15
rational.
years.
He was a lot more rational, even though he was also always crazy.
He was a lot more handsome.
But he's a little bit more
Remember
just like,
handsome
yeah.
young Alex Jones. We used to have documentaries about how bad Christians got treated in Israel. That
Yeah.
took them down one day after he had sex with a porn star at a Charlie Sheen party.
Yeah. Yes, I wonder too, and they came
Allegedly.
after him and they're like, you owe this much money for the Sandy Hook thing. They're like,
Yeah.
you're our slave now. You have to do what we say. You owe the GDP of France.
Yeah, now that you mention that, like Alex is just completely neutralized, and
Yeah, I think
the
they
chilling
neutered
effect
him.
that happened to him.
Yeah,
also
like, I
neutered
think they
free
literally
speech.
neutered him. Yeah. I know, that's my
Yeah, and
greatest
free speech
fear.
at the same time. Like, nobody's gonna talk about these staged events anymore. We know they staged these events, but there's crisis actors involved.
Yeah, but yeah, everyone's like really
I know for a
afraid.
fact.
And then you have to say everything like, allegedly. I'm
Yeah.
not saying they did this. This is just a alleged rumor with concrete proof. You're like the smoking gun barrel like of evidence, and you're just like, allegedly. Like, have video of the guy picking up the gun and like, allegedly. I'm
Again,
not
it's like
getting
all these
sued.
people Yeah, all these people that speak power to truth, they come and go. But it seems like Ron Paul,
He's one of the only that's like, hasn't like, he's like one of the only ones. And he's been like the same the whole time. Like since the 80s, 70s or whatever.
And he doesn't care about the party. He just wants to end the Fed.
Yeah, he was
whatever
originally a
he has to do
libertarian.
to
and
do that.
Yeah, he was always like a libertarian and then just like ran as a Republican because I'll get more exposure.
Remember when we lived in the hood and handed out like over 300 Ron Paul campaign DVDs?
Oh, yeah. He had a movement there for a while. He had like one day where he like raised more money than anybody in a single day, and they like didn't report it in the
people were
news at
into
all. They're just like, we're not talking about Ron Paul. Well, that's not the game, bro.
They did him so dirty in the debates.
Yeah, they totally, yeah. The debates are just so like controlled. I'm not saying they're like staged, but they are absolutely like biasly controlled, where they just like set up one side to make him look bad, give him no time. When they do give him time, they just question him on stuff like, how dare you believe, they like question him on 9/11, like, how dare you believe in the government had anything to do with this? Now we know they did. So like, they questioned him on that. And they asked other candidates about like what they want to do for president, and they just grilled him for believing and made him admit that it's not true. That was like his opportunity to debate, and you're just like, yeah, they did him dirty for like speaking truth and questioning like lies and like wanting transparency. And here we are still wanting transparency, and the government won't give it to us, and the media still shills and cries foul. They're like, how dare you get rid of USA aid? How will we give out humanitarian aid? This is what they do. They create an organization that does some charity, but then does a bunch of corruption. So when you get rid of it, they're like, how dare you get rid of charity? You're like, we could give out charity anywhere. But like, yeah, all these people be crying about like the, sorry, I lost my train of thought there.
Transparency of Kanye West's wife's dress. But yeah, we lived in Section 8 apartment housing. We weren't on it, but lived in apartments that took it. And we would always hand out Alex Jones and Ron Paul DVDs. And people were really receptive and into it.
Because we actually like cared. We weren't just like,
No, we
these are dudes are getting paid to like shill for some BS, which is most of the case. It's not like when most people come up and they're like, vote for this, and then you ask them questions and they don't know anything, and you're just like grilling them, and you're like, why are you telling me to vote for this? You don't know anything. And they're just like, yeah, you're right. They just go up to the next person and then spiel the same stupid like spiel, because they're like, oh, this guy's smart, I'm moving on. Talk to some other idiot, try to get him to vote for this stupid Uni-party.
Yeah, back when I was young and I thought we could make the world a better place, and it's just gotten so much worse.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, and now like AI is about here, ready to replace us, so we don't have to think anymore. And then that's just gonna people are gonna be so dumb. They're just like, oh, what's the answer? I'll ask Chat GPT.
Click the like and subscribe buttons for more videos like this, and we'll catch you next time. Cat Ballz.